thing it is that we already used to using.
We'll just see, I guess, and whichever one works best. All right. We are going live right here on KineticHiFi.com. This is Adelai Brown, your heart coach. We get ready to go live. All right. You are tuned into Heart Connections with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, on your community station with Intonation, KineticHiFi.com. Happy Tranquility Thursday. Tranquility. What do you know about tranquility? I wanted to talk about that in regards to emotional wellness because I've been really stirred to get the message out, to really stay with this and hone in on these issues that daily plague us in life because I want us to live better. And a lot of times we can't live better. They say when you know better, you do better. And it's clear that many people don't know better because we're not doing better. I want to make Heart Talk a time, these sessions a time for us to hear better so that we can know better and then begin to do better. I encourage you, if you want to call in and connect, if you want to, you don't have to be on the air when you call in, but if you have a comment or question as I'm speaking, I'd love to hear from you. And also, if you are listening in and you want to see me live, you can look at me live on YouTube at The Heart Connections, bit.ly/Heart Connections. You can also find me on Periscope at The Heart Connections, doing Heart Talk Live right now. This segment is brought to you by my new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. And you can pre-order your copy for only $10 through this week at theheartconnections.com, theheartconnections.com. Okay. Tranquility and emotional wellness. How do these things go together? What is she talking about? Oh boy, what is she talking about? Tranquility. Well, tranquility is defined as a quality or state of being tranquil, calm. What does it mean to be tranquil? Free from disturbance, peaceful, serene, restful, placid, undisturbed. One of the things that I've realized here in life is that many of us are disturbed and excitable, which are antonyms of tranquil. I wanted to talk about tranquility today and honing in on emotional wellness because I don't think that any of us really, really realize how important it is for us to make sure that our emotions are in the right state. One of the things that I've noticed in our culture is we are demonized and villainized for expressing our feelings. Anytime that someone breaks down and says how they're really feeling, especially when it goes against the norm, or especially of what's going on at that time, whatever vibe the group is in at that time, people will scrutinize them like, why would you say something like that? You need to toughen up. You need to get over it. Everybody goes through things. Everybody goes through life. Just suck it up. Put your big girl pants on. Put your big boy pants on. And what I have found is that it is causing a moral decay and rot in our society. And I believe it has a lot to do with the fact that people are so disturbed and people are so excitable. People don't have any place to release their pain, their hurt, their frustration, their confusion, their doubt, their fear, their worry. Because the moment you do, you're deemed as weak. You're deemed like you're someone that has a problem. You're someone that has an issue. I want you to live your life tranquil. I want you to live your life free from disturbance. I say that because on yesterday I had a little emergency come up in my life, and it wasn't anything physically going on with my family. Thank God they were okay, but it was some things that I really had to take care of, and it threw me off track, and it caused me not to do some other things that I needed to do, and I was getting very frustrated at first, and then I had to stop and realize that you have to fail forward. You're going to have to go through some things. You're going to have to calm down and realize that you're not going to always get it right. You're going to drop the ball sometimes. You're going to mess up. And it teaches us sometimes how much to put on your plate. It teaches you how to handle the disappointment or the failure when it comes, when you can stop and look at it. And what I realized was, there was a time that I wasn't able to stop and look at a situation like what was going on yesterday and be able to see the brighter side and be able to calm down and do that. And I don't take for granted that there are a lot of people who struggle with that. There are a lot of people who, when like that happened to them, they break down or they hurt somebody or they hit something or they break something or they got to have a drink or they have to have a smoke or they have to go see somebody or whatever the case may be. And I am saying today, I want you to be tranquil. I want you to experience tranquility. I want you to be free from disturbance. And I believe in my heart, the way to do that, the journey to getting there, the journey to existing in tranquility begins with emotional wellness. It really does. So many of us put so much emphasis on our external being. We make sure that we look a certain way, we smell a certain way, and we should. We should take care of our bodies. We should make sure that we eat right. We should make sure that we want to dress and wear nice things and use nice, healthy products on our bodies and put nice, healthy things into our bodies. We want to make sure that we do those types of things. But the truth of the matter is, often, all too often, we put way too much emphasis on those things than we do on what is driving this physical body. Your spirit and your soul, what is in you, is why you need this body, this vehicle for you to do whatever it is that you need to do. When you hear certain things in your heart, when you decide you're going to pursue a certain dream, you can't pursue it just with that thought. You need your physical body to act that out in the world. But your body wouldn't know what to act out if your mind, your spirit, your heart, your soul, if these things were not working on the inside. And we need to make sure that we have our minds, bodies, and souls in harmony. I don't believe in balance so much, but I do believe in harmony. But we can definitely be free from disturbance and be in a calm space. But we have to be willing to be emotionally well. I know you're focused on your physical health. You might be working it out and cutting down on your carbs or maybe taking a plant-based diet. All of those things are well. I just want to know, what is your heart like? Where are your emotions? How do you handle your triggers in life? I was just reading up on emotional wellness, and I came across this site, University of California, Riverside, talking about emotional wellness. And it says, being emotionally well is more than just handling stress, because I think that's what a lot of people insinuate. You talk about emotional wellness, I know how to handle stress. I know how to de-stress my life. That's not all that emotional wellness entails. It also involves being attentive to your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, whether positive or negative. Emotional wellness implies the ability to be aware of and accept our feelings rather than deny them, have an optimistic approach to life, and enjoy life despite its occasional disappointments and frustrations. Doesn't that sound good? Doesn't that sound like a life you would want to live? And what I found so amazing about this definition, it literally has three of the six steps that I write about in my new book. Three of the six steps that I talk about in when I work with my clients in coaching. The steps that I'll use with my courses that I'll be teaching this summer. And I know we're on to something. I know we are speaking the same language. And this is what I need you to understand. Despite life's occasional disappointments and frustrations, and for some of you, you're like, my disappointments and frustrations are not occasional. I want to encourage you and just let you know that you were born and equipped to do what it is that you're doing right now. You were born to overcome whatever it is that you've been experiencing in your life, but you just have to be willing to do it. You just have to be willing. What I have found is it's not that it's too hard to get better. A lot of times we're not willing. You hear the term said, where there's a will, there's a way. And oftentimes we've been hurt and battered and bruised so much emotionally, mentally, spiritually, intellectually, until we don't have a will. The minute something looks scary, the minute something the minute someone reminds us of something from the past, we clam up. Many of us have emotional PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. We do. And it's holding us back from living tranquilized. It's holding us back from maximizing our potential. And I'm sitting here on the brink of something huge and amazing in my life. And I have to focus. I'm talking about me now. I have to focus on my emotional wellness, because that is the only way I am going to be able to harness this great thing that God is doing in and through me. That's the only way I'll be able to grab on to the reins. We need an anchor. We need that. And just like we feed our physical body food, and we know that if we eat too much junk food, our bodies are going to start to shut down, right? We're going to experience diseases. When we need to feed our hearts, our minds, good food. Because it's getting fed now, but it's getting fed a lot of junk food, and we wonder why we're experiencing diseases in our hearts, in our minds, in our emotions. We can't sleep at night. We're crying for no reason or snapping at people. You're going to the doctor, getting all types of diagnoses of different type of mental disorders. And I'm not minimizing what you're going through, but I'm going to be honest with you. I believe that if you get emotionally well, if you invite Jesus into your situation, that diagnosis will no longer be. You won't need that medication the way you have been before. I know some people need it, but a lot of people need to deal with their issues. A lot of people don't need to be running from their pain, and that's the problem. Back to our quote for today. Emotional pain is not something that should be hidden away and never spoken about. There is truth in your pain. There is growth in your pain, but only if it's first brought out in the open. Steve Aitchison. No longer will I listen to people tell me, I don't want to talk about that. Just move on. Just get on with your life. Those are the ones hurting the most. I'm convinced. Let's heal, y'all. Let's be emotionally well. That's the only way to overcome that emotional pain. But you have to open up to it. You have to understand that in order to overcome it, it's going to be some joy and pain, but you can make it through. Think about it. This has been Heart Talk with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, on your community station with international inspiration, KineticHiFi.com. Make sure you pre-order your copy of the new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. And it'll be out this month. I'm excited about that. We'll be back with more. In the meantime, emotional wellness. Let Maze help us balance out with some joy and pain right here. High five.